Hello, I'm Paul Niven, a writer and consultant on subjects of strategy and the balanced scorecard. And I'm joined today by Inge Vasshus, the founder and CEO of Corporator. Inge, welcome.
Thank you, Paul.
We're going to talk today about software for the balanced scorecard and performance management, and I'm going to ask Inge some questions that I hope will be helpful to all of you. When I work with clients, I always recommend that they use software in their implementations for a number of reasons. Of course, it gives them a good foundation upon which to build strategy maps and measures and targets and initiatives, helps to communicate the balanced scorecard across the enterprise, and perhaps most vitally, it allows them to report and analyze their results to ensure that they really are executing their strategy. But Inge, let me begin with a difficult question. As valuable as software is, a lot of people have a very negative impression when it comes to technology and software implementations, and why is that?
I think it is like this because they choose the wrong software, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think a lot of people think they buy a solution, a package that kind of is ready-made and it's just to kind of put in everything. But I think people, a lot of people buy more a technology framework and they have to kind of develop more and more, so it becomes a development project. It doesn't fit the needs, and then they have to do the customization, and customization is expensive.
Yes, it is. And one of the other things I hear from potential buyers of software is the cost issue, of course. Everybody's concerned about costs. So how can we balance the effectiveness of a software project with the obvious demands we have to be efficient with our use of funds?
Yeah, I think, again, it's back to if you buy an off-the-shelf solution that is kind of, you don't customize, you have a better understanding of the cost issue. If you buy a technology framework that is kind of 80% solution and 20% customization, I think that's where the real cost is, and it becomes expensive.
It does. And of course, when you're the audience out there who is considering software for their performance management needs, one of the most important part of the process, of course, is actually the selection process. And what advice or tips would you give to organizations to effectively evaluate software vendors?
I think that potential customers should be more demanding and more challenging towards the software vendors. I think that customers are going by nice PowerPoints, IT analyst reviews, etc. But it's not about that. It's about, is this helping me? Can I implement it at a decent cost? And is it giving me value? And I think there is one critical way that you can find out if this is helping you or not. You need to challenge the vendor. You need to say, like you buy a kitchen. When you buy a kitchen, you get architectural drawings for your kitchen. It's the same with the software. I think you should challenge the vendor and say, this is my strategy, this is my map, this is my objectives, initiatives, etc. This is my structure. Show it to me. So you should challenge and say, do it for free. I'm expecting this from you, Mr. Vendor. Do it, show it, because I like to see how it fits my organization. You need to get this good feeling as a customer. And I think you can do that only by being more challenging towards the vendors. Ask, take my model and model it, and let me see what you can show me.
So don't accept what the vendors give us at face value, but challenge them to really show what their product can do with your unique needs.
With your unique needs, and this is so important. It's not, if you're a government organization, don't go by the shoe company in US, kind of East-West Coast, kind of drill-down hierarchies, but it should fit your government organization.
It's good advice. Inge, one final question. I know it comes up with a lot of my clients. When should we implement software as part of the overall balanced scorecard or performance management journey? When do you believe organizations are ready and suited for using software?
I think if you choose the right software, you can start very early in the process. But I wouldn't do that for all software projects out there. I think I would have used the software in the very early stage for documentation purposes. It kind of, I've heard back from my clients that it energizes people. It energizes them to kind of see the scorecard model is taking place, and they can fill in and they can do the documentation. Otherwise, I think it's more like a rally stick between the consultant and the software vendor. Kind of the consultant is kind of ending the project, and then it takes probably half a year before they kind of start with software.
I love that analogy of passing the baton because that's so true in my experience in speaking with clients who are not pleased with their engagements. It's that case that the consultant has passed the baton and the client is left alone. It's interesting in that my view has evolved on this subject. When I began working with clients about 15 years ago, I would have suggested software most appropriate when the balanced scorecard was built and they'd been using it. But upon reflection and having worked with the organizations around the globe now, I see that you are correct. It can be used to build that solid foundation and throughout the implementation to, most importantly, as you say, to sustain energy and momentum, which is so critical in these implementations.
But I also think that a lot of consultants think if we introduce software now, there is less business for us. So I really appreciate your honesty, Paul, and say if you find a good software, you can use it from day one. So thank you for that, Paul.
That was my pleasure, and I hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. And Toringa, if people have questions or comments, I assume they can contact you or anyone at Corporator directly?
Yes, feel free. I'm here.
Good. Same goes for me. Information is on our websites at corporator.com. Thanks very much.